Abraham, I know you're the state party chair, so you have to be careful the way you answer. However, what's going on with Mr. Cornyn potentially being primaried by Paxton? Or do you just kind of the grassroots, just look at it from an analytical standpoint?
Well, there is a lot of people who are excited to hear that Paxton is considering that, especially during your AmFest. I think that's when he Paxton literally went out and said, hey, I am praying about it. I did have a conversation with him a few days ago when we were traveling across the state about the speaker's race. And I asked him, hey, what are your thoughts? And he said, well, Abraham, I'm praying about it. We're looking at numbers. So I don't know if he's going to do it. There is people who are very upset with John Cornyn on certain issues, and there is a lot of people who just like him. So we don't know. Be honest with you, we don't know what's going to happen. I know there's a lot of interest in Texas to primary the senator, but is it going to happen, and is it going to be successful? It's a whole different conversation. And because Texas is a huge state, and it takes a lot of money to run for Senate here. Ted Cruz just spent, I think, about $300 million doing this. So it's not a small task. So we don't know.
Moving forward, what can we do to make the Republican Party more representative of its voters?
Well, one thing is we need conservatives running in 2026. And that goes from all across the state for real Republicans, who actually gets America First agenda, who actually will stand for state of Texas to run in the Republican ballot. Not everyone's going to be successful, but we just replaced about 25, 26 members who were against the school choice, who were out there impeaching Ken Paxton, one of our favorite attorney generals in the entire nation. So party is doing the right thing. We are moving forward, but we need you and your audience to wake up, talk to them and wake them up a little bit and get them to the polls and actually get them to engage with the candidate who is actually going to be a MAGA candidate. And that's what we've been doing. And it's very controversial when the party does it, because you're going against one Republican who is actually sometimes in office. We actually went against Tony Gonzalez as a congressman. We went against Dave Phelan as the House rep and as a former speaker. So there was a lot of unhappy people when the party does it. But when the grassroots do it, that's a whole different angle. And party can be somewhat neutral unless there's really horrible Republicans who does some really horrible things against the party platform and its principles. And one thing that changed in the last convention, which is we have one of the largest conventions, about 10,000 people come together every 2 years to put our platform and our priorities. Would love to have you as a speaker on the next one in 26.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. And they came together and they said the party's name belongs to the people, not to the electorate, the elected officials. So they basically said, if you're not going to play by the rules that's set by these grassroots members, they're going to hold you off from the ballot. They're going to say you cannot run as a Republican. You can run as a Democrat or independent, but the Republican Party's name belongs to the grassroots members, not to the elected officials. So there is a lot of that going on, conversations, which is one of the reasons why Cody Harris thinks he can actually file a felony charge against me if I were to remove him from the ballot. But it's not up to the chairman; it's up to the members of the party who makes that decision, and it comes with a lot of censoring, things like that, and he has to violate multiple rules and all of those things. But at the same time, that gives the party a lot of power over elected officials, and they hate that. But I think the people are waking up, and your audience can help a lot by making that phone call, talking to the elected officials, and also showing up to the Capitol. Starting tomorrow, the session starts for 140 days. We only meet 140 days every other year. So they need to show up and say, this is a bill that I like. I want you to actually work on this and support this